here we go to record.
Bella, come here.
So tonight is the first thing we're going to start with, since some of you may have heard the trauma that Leslie went through last week, is doing a little bit of extra security on your Facebook page. Leslie literally disappeared off Facebook, and I don't think she's gotten anything back yet. So she literally, like, somehow Facebook thought she was being hacked, or maybe she was hacked, and everything associated to her account disappeared. So, like, all the files in Fitspire, any group that she was part of, gone. So that's the first thing. It's gonna take 5 minutes. If you wanna follow through on your Facebook as we go, that would be great. So I'm gonna share my screen. Select a window, okay, yeah. Share screen. So when you go into your Facebook screen, like this is mine here, you go over to the little arrow.
Are you buying tires?
No, I wasn't. It's just the group. I don't know. I clicked on something. I go back to the home. I did buy tires the last time I was in Toronto.
Every time you're in Toronto.
Yes, pretty much. If I didn't have children, I'd be good. I just want to hide that. So when you click on the little arrow on the right, it has settings. So you click on settings, and it brings you to security and login. So one of the things you can do, I haven't done it, I will show you what I do for my login, is choose 3 to 5 friends to help you if you get locked out of your account. So what'll happen is a code will go to them, they send it to you, and you can log in with them. We could start doing that as a team, but what I have done, so if you go down here, is use 2-factor authentication. So what happens, and I also get alerts about unrecognized logins. So if I'm logging into a new computer that I've never logged into before, it will require me to put in a code. So actually this says disable, it's not. It's code generator. Let me go back to my home page here. So when you go into your home page and you go down, maybe it's not there. It's because I play with so many, explore, see more. When you go on this part, on my phone, it has a code generator there. So let me go back to settings. On the right-hand side, so when you do security and login, back again, sorry, and you click on use 2-factor authentication, if I log into a new computer that I've never logged into before, I have to go get my phone. And on my phone, there is, let me just check because I could go through it. So when I log into Facebook and I click on, like, to see all my groups, as I go down to the bottom where it has all the groups and the recent, if I get to the help and settings, there's a code generator there. If I can't put in the code that's in my phone into the computer I'm logging into, then I can't log into the computer. You need to have, if you're logging in somewhere new, so if you're logging in at home, it'll log in no problem because it's only the first time it does this. So somebody can't just hack it through your password. They need not only your password, but also this code from your phone. And I'm gonna put it back onto the camera, so stop share. So when I look at my, I don't know if you can see my phone. Can you see my phone? No?
No.
Okay. So when you look at the phone, a phone, on the right-hand side, there's like the tabs where you get all your groups, your listing of your groups and your Facebook pages. If you go all the way to the bottom, it'll give you help and settings. And there's app settings, notification settings. And in the middle of that, there's code generator. So literally, I can't log into a computer without both my password and the code generator. So you need 2 different ways of authenticating your login. So those are increased security.
Bella, come here.
I haven't had any issues with hacking yet. But I remember doing this after Shailene had gotten all of her accounts hacked. And what they do is they have like a password generator website that they use now. Those like the big ups, they use these password generators. So their passwords are constantly changing so no one can hack them. It's also a good idea not to use the same password for everything. So have a different password for Facebook than you do Team Beachbody, than you do Instagram, than you do, and it's hard to remember them all. Write them down in a book, whatever you need to do. But that is today's little lesson about Facebook and a couple layers of security in there. Anybody else have suggestions for security while we're here?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just typing this in, then I realized I'm not on mute. I use an app on my phone. It's called Password Lite. It requires me to remember one password, and then from there, I can like sort through. I can keep things organized, social media, finance, whatever it may be. It's an encrypted program, so even if somebody was to steal my phone or get my phone, they can't crack that code just because of the encryptions that are on it. So rather than try and remember a million passwords for a million different programs that everything requires you to do now, I use that on my phone. And then as I need things, if I needed my Instagram password, if I need my Facebook password, my banking password, whatever it may be, I just need the one password in my brain and I can hop on. It works really quickly. It's a safe app. It's been around for quite a long time. It works on both. This is on my Samsung, but it works on the Apple platform as well. It's called Password. They have a light version and a paid version. Even at the paid version, because I've used that at different times with different phones I've had. It's cheap, but it's called Password Safe, and the one I'm using is Password Safe Lite. It's a free version.
Okay.
But it saves you trying to brainstorm all your passwords.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so second part of our call tonight was to interview a newer coach. And Steph, are you going to take over? Recognition, I know there's some brand new coaches. Not sure if anybody's on tonight of our new coaches.
Leanne's here. She has a broken screen on her phone, so she can see us, but we can't see her. So, Leanne, this is a bunch of the awesome people on our team. There's a few key people that are missing, but Leanne just jumped on in the past week or so. So she was part of my challenge group last month, and she killed it and was super, super motivated and just wants to spread the word and is excited to get other people feeling as good as she is. So, yeah, so way to go, Leanne, and welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. My new coach isn't on, and there was somebody else. Sherry, did you have a new coach? Somebody else had a new coach.
Yeah, she's not on.
Yeah, mine's working.
Julia.
So our what we were going to do tonight was interview, I believe, Rose, new coach since February, who's been killing her workouts and down 65 pounds. But
wow.
And I can tell she's like not enjoying this part right now. You know what? It's really great to highlight our accomplishments. And what we want to do is kind of ask some questions so that we get to know you better and we get to know your story better.
Alrighty.
Definitely. Okay, so I am going to ask just some basic questions, Rose. Just relax. I know you haven't seen these questions, so we're sort of putting you on the spot. But you know what? When you don't know the questions, that's when your true answers come out. And You can elaborate all you want. I don't care. We've got about 15 minutes, so we'll go through as many questions as we've got. So briefly, this is a loaded question right off the start, but tell us about you, sort of like a recap of a little bit about your journey and then leading up to literally becoming a challenger under Suzanne.
Okay, so I just finished school for becoming a registered massage therapist, and it's heavy duty work. I never knew that. So I knew I needed to get into better shape if I want to have an actual lengthy career that I'm going to enjoy. So I put it off the whole 3 years I was in school, kept saying next month or next week or whatever excuse there was. I friended Suzanne about a year and a half, I think, before I actually joined a challenge group. And I don't know, I was put off by like Shakeology at first. I knew I could do it on my own, so I figured like I'd just get to it eventually. And then she started a Fitbit challenge group. And I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. So I did. And then I just kept going with it. And I enjoyed the workouts. It was something different. It was something I could do at home. I didn't have to like spend 25 minutes driving to the gym to work out, then like have to shower at the gym and drive home or do whatever. So like it saved a lot of time. Because I used to go to the gym and just be bored because all I ever did was either the elliptical, weightlifting, or the treadmill, where all these workouts give you the variety that I like. So it was kind of the variety that pulled me in and kind of kept me going.
So spinning off from that, you were hesitant with Shakeology. What made you switch? What made you decide to try it?
I was really sore, and I was told that protein drinks will help with the muscle soreness. I talked to a friend who was, pardon?
And did it work? And obviously,
as I told Suzanne, I don't know that it necessarily works, but I see so many people believing in the process, so I'm just kind of believing in them.
And you've been on how many months now since Shakeology?
I think I got my first bag at the end of February.
Okay.
And I've only skipped 1 month.
Well, you're on your way to get that golden scoop.
Not anymore.
Well, you got to start fresh again, but it is coming.
This is my first month that I started again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, don't lose the month because you got to get that golden scoop.
Oh, I was pissed off that I had to miss that month because I was halfway there.
Okay, so what made you switch to coach? Like what motivated you to go from challenger to coach?
I kind of jumped right from one to the other. I just jumped in with 2 feet. I've always been someone who's liked helping people, and I saw how much like the whole group did for me, and just like the accountability groups and everybody checking in, the extra motivation, the extra kick in the ass. So I figured like if I can do that even for one other person, then why not? Like, and I figured even if it didn't work out there, then at least I was getting the discount on the Shakeology.
Perfect.
You said you wanted honest.
What's that, Rose?
You said you wanted honest.
That's right. I do. That's right. So what's going to motivate you to stay coaching and not give up when it gets hard, when it gets tough, when you feel like quitting? What's going to keep you going?
I honestly don't know. Like, I haven't had too many people. Like, I've had the odd person jump in here or there, like sign up. I've only sold, I think, Shakeology to one person, and I think she only got the first month. So I haven't really had a huge success with it, but even just helping a little bit, because my one friend, I was shocked. She was somebody that I used to go to and ask for fitness advice, and she was the one who told me that the protein drinks would help with the muscle and everything. And then she turned around and said, like, I was inspiring her. And she signed up under me. She hasn't really done a whole lot with it. She's got a whole lot going on in her life, and she's just in training to become a yoga trainer. So, but she's got the full year subscription now, so I think she'll come back to it. But other than that, I don't know. I just keep going.
Well, keep going. That's right. I was just going to say that. Keep going, Rose. Don't give up, and keep sharing like all those little tidbits that you just shared with us, like those little things that made a difference in your life. Yep. Is going to touch somebody else's.
Yep. I have.
It always does. So regarding your goals, I know Suzanne shared a little bit of what you've reached so far. Overall, what goals have you reached? Like whether it's fitness or in your health per se?
So, I have been on blood pressure meds since I was 16 after I had my daughter. I'd really like to get rid of those if possible. I have lost, I think it's about 65 pounds now, but I started it with, I think, 160 to lose. Strength, I've always had really crappy upper strength, and I've never been able to do a push-up. And when I was doing, what was it? I think it was halfway through Shift Shop, which I did right after Insanity Max. I was able to do a full modified push-up, and half of a non-modified push-up. So that was like crazy for me. So just trying to increase the strength, like I said, build up my stamina so that I'm not dying at work, because I'm about to start, like within a month or so, start massaging. And the worst I've had before was that we had 4 clients in one day a week in clinic, and I would go home and die afterwards. So if I'm doing that 3 or 4 days a week, it's not going to be good.
Additional strength is what we need to build.
Yes.
And you're on the right track. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we did that one. What is your motivational factor? Like your why? Like why did you start? Why are you continuing? And I know you touched a little bit already that you want to reach out and, you know, help others like Suzanne and the groups have helped you. But why do you want to do this? That's everyone has a struggle. Everyone struggles with their why. And maybe you don't, and that's great, but
I've just always liked helping people in any way I can. Like, yeah, really any way I can. I've had lots of people suffer from mental illness, and I know if I could get even them, then that could help. Like help them believe in themselves again, help them get some self-confidence going. I've got a friend right now who's struggling and might actually be in the hospital. I'm not sure what's going on with that situation at this moment, but so I don't know. I've always been the one that I know my friends will turn to if they need help.
Perfect. That's awesome. Okay. So regarding your business, what goals do you have for that? Like, where do you see your business even 6 months from now?
Well, I had hoped, honestly, that it would have been further along than it is right now. Like, I don't even sign up one person a month at this point. Like, I put out as much as I can on my own personal like business page or like page or whatever it's called on Facebook. I'm not really an Instagrammer. I don't really Snapchat all that often. So I really only have that social platform at this point. But I really haven't had a lot of success. Like I said, like people just kind of sign up for the free trial or like the 3 month and then they kind of move on with it. And I'm like, I don't know how to reach them personally like I was reached, because it just seems crazy to me that they wouldn't like it as much as me. But everybody has their own thing. Like I know I have one friend who would rather do like Weight Watchers and stuff like that. So really it's just, sorry, the light keeps going out. I'm outside. It's really just about preferences. So I just kind of try and get to as many people as I can and sign up whenever I can and help whoever I can.
Yeah. So would you say that's your biggest challenge then as a coach is transferring them from that free group to a client?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So we got to find some sources or some, I guess, some suggestions on how to make that transition, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how has coaching improved your life? Any difference?
I don't know. It's given me something else. It's like a new challenge, something new to try and do. A different way to try and help others. I like new challenges. I've been a cashier since I was like 18, so I just got a new job working in a restaurant, which is very different, not challenging, but fun. Is something different. So I don't know. I like doing different things and trying. So we'll see where it goes.
So obviously you like to work with people, or you're in the public eye. with what you've done. So you could, so that could be used in your favor, right?
Pardon?
So you could use that in your favor because you connect with people on a daily basis, right?
I do try. It was definitely walking out of my comfort zone to start posting about my story and stuff like that. But I figured, like, what have I got to lose? Really?
Yeah. It's coming out of that comfort zone that we all love to stay in.
Yes.
Yes. I'm guilty of that too. Okay, so what would be your biggest tip that you have to share to a new coach?
Ooh. Get out of that comfort zone, I guess.
Like right from the get-go?
As soon as you can. Like, I didn't do it right away. I kind of waited until like I had some like seriously visible results, I think, before I actually started posting my pictures. Like, I think before that I might have been just trying to like say, come join my free group, or like, we can do this, we can do that, like posting whatever I felt we could do together. But it was probably a month or two before I actually started posting my pictures, even on just my own Facebook page. And like, I've had people say, wow, like, that's incredible, that's a really good motivation and stuff. It doesn't always work, but like, it gets them thinking, and like, that's the first step.
Yep.
I find people follow you for a while before they decide.
Well, exactly. Like I said, I was friends with Suzanne for a year and a half or so before I started.
So you were creeping her.
I was. And I had no intention of even starting.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people follow but we don't know it, right?
Oh.
And then all of a sudden you get that message and you get so excited and
Yep.
I have people come up to me in the street that I don't know and say, "You're doing awesome. You're like awesome with your workouts." And I'm like, "Oh, you are. Thanks." I'm getting used to it more now.
I need to go get the key. Bella, come here. Bella, come. Bella.
But like, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a motivator, right? When someone says that, because it makes you aware that.
Stop it.
Because when people say that to me, I'm like, oh my God, people are actually reading my posts or watching my videos, right?
Yeah.
Like, I never think people do
Bella,
that.
get over here.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Rose, are you still there?
I'm still here, sorry.
No, it's okay. I know dogs are like kids when there's a phone around. They do the opposite of what you want. I wanted to ask, now, most people don't know that you have a university-age daughter.
Nope. That's always a shocker.
Well, it's not a shocker. It's just because you look so young yourself. When I said that the other day, I said, yeah, she's got, like, when she drove that marathon out to Nova Scotia and back, I said, yeah, that was to bring her daughter out to university. And they're like, what?
That's what everybody says. Nobody believes it.
How is she doing in school?
She's good. I was just talking to her today. She actually called me on her break, which is shocking. She's swamped with homework, has no free time.
Okay, so one last question.
Yep.
Where'd it go? Like, I know you're fairly new at coaching, but what do you wish you knew at the beginning of coaching that you found out later that would have maybe helped you or given you those extra tips?
I don't think I've really had an aha moment at this point in my coaching. So I really don't think I could answer that one.
Okay. Have you gotten many no's? It's always a stickler for a lot of people. Like, how do they handle that? How do you handle yours?
I haven't really reached out to a lot of people per se and said, hey, come join me. I've just kind of posted saying, hey, I have a group going on. If you'd like to join, let me know, blah, blah, blah. Like saying, these are my results. This is what I've found. So I haven't really reached out personally and talked to a lot of people. I think once I sent out a few messages saying like, hey, do you know anybody who might be interested? And then they were like, no, not really. So that is probably something I could do more often. or actually reach out and talk to people and say, hey, would you like to join? Like I've had one person who signed up for a year, maybe in March, and she hasn't done a single workout since, and I keep on her, and I've offered to go over and work out with her because she originally wanted Country Heat. I'm like, I love it, I'll come do it with you. But she still hasn't done it yet. And so one of these days I'm just going to show up at her house and say, we're doing this.
Yeah, and bring a partner. You can do a group together, right? Like that's,
yeah.
A lot of people will do that as well. They'll just get like 3 or 4 people together and start doing it.
Yeah.
So, no, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, Rose?
No, not at this time.
We have 10 minutes.
I actually gotta go. I gotta drive people home, and I was heading out to the movies.
Okay, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, Rose.
Alrighty. Good chatting with you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. So, anybody else have any questions that they wanted to ask tonight, or if there was anything that they weren't sure about?
Jones.
Like the programs that are coming out, like this
Calgary
Surge tomorrow. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Oh yeah, 7?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just an hour.
Yeah, it's Carl is having Surge at 7 tomorrow night, like 3 p.m. Eastern. No,
Isn't it 8?
I thought it was 7.
I thought it was 7 too. I'll look.
Okay. I'll let you look. What was I gonna say? I think Super Sundays are really important. Rose has come to 1, Julie, or 2? At least 1. And I think it really keeps our coaches rolling. Like it's to see that family and to see those other, but it's hard to get them there. Like, well, where I am, right? But I think too, having, I don't know if there's a simple way, but I think Clean Week will help coaches run their own challenge group. That's what I'm hoping. Because I think transferring from client to full client, you have to interact with them. So even though I have my coaches with me doing these groups, I think it's harder for customers to connect if it's not your own coach. Do you know what I mean? So even if it's a small group, if it's your own